Welcome inside the JMA Wireless Dome. It's a place Syracuse has yet to lose so far this year, and tonight the Cuse looks to close up shop on a 4-game homestand to open up the Felicia Leggett Jack era in the Salt City. And with that, we welcome you courtside along with Carl Winter. I'm John Eads. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Exhibition play got off to a dicey start for Syracuse, Carl, but ever since the regular season started, 3 straight opponents, 3 straight blowouts for the Orange.
The Orange have improved in every game here in this building, able in this non-conference slate of in-state opponents.
As a team, Syracuse has improved, but one player that hasn't had to improve, Deasia Fair, averaged over 20 points per game each year in her time at Buffalo, and she's carried over that talent to Syracuse. Hey, Thanksgiving might be over, but the feast doesn't stop for anything. A 28-20 lead for Syracuse, the Orange feasting in that second quarter to take an 8-point lead into the break. Welcome back inside the JMA Wireless Dome along with Luke Schwartz. I'm John Eads. Thanks so much for joining us, and happy holidays. Really tough first quarter for SU. Luke, the Orange kind of carrying over those struggles for Penn State on Monday, but the Orange flipped a switch in the second.
And that was one reason. It was Deasia Fair. She was incredible. Better on the offensive end, and Deasia Fair just unstoppable.
Bit of a tale of 2 quarters in this contest. Bucknell actually led 10-6 after the first quarter, and Cecilia Collins a big reason why. Everything is advertised for the Bison. After road trips to North Carolina and Florida, Syracuse volleyball is back in familiar grounds. This evening, SU welcomes in one of the best teams the Patriot League has to offer, the Army Black Knights. With that, we welcome you. Alongside Will Henschel, I'm John Eads. So glad to be with you back in the women's building. Bit of an up-and-down season so far for Syracuse, Will, but a nice opportunity to get a non-conference win today against the Black Knights.
Yeah, a pair of tournaments for the Orange that haven't exactly gone their way. They sit at 3-3 in head coach Bakir Ganeshwaratnam's first home game as head coach.
Home opener for Syracuse, home opener for Coach Bake, as he's also known. Typically a 35% shooter. Hyman around the bend, gets her right hand free. Oh, what a finish. Tisha Hyman, that was mean. The team is trying to turn the corner to close out the year. Oh, fastball right to the face of Rosado. Shimanova's not going to go down without a fight. Matched up with Hatch. Kick out to Strong, open for 3, she cans it. How about that to end the first half? Asia Strong with a triple and a 9-point lead for the Cuse going into the break. Tyrell near goal line extended. Oh, shoots a defender out of her shoes, gets to the cage, and scores! Oh, a turnover right to Aquaro, picked up by Davies, and she scores again! Abby Davies with her second of the game, and it's back to a 2-goal lead for RIT. Takeaway, Tisha Hyman, full court pass up ahead, the Orange with numbers. Asia Strong, lefty layup, counted and a foul! Turnovers for touchdowns for Syracuse, and an old-fashioned 3-point play for Strong.
And also brief.
Franco cuts. She is on fire. Down the line, diagonal doesn't matter. Franco scoring in set 3. Long Island needs a timeout. So how about this from Syracuse? Slow start in the first, slow in the second, but have really opened things up in the third. Defense leading to offense for Syracuse, and Tisha Hyman putting together an offensive display in the third quarter. Wipe those record books clean because it's time for year 47 of the Jim Boeheim era in the Salt City. Tonight, Syracuse opens up a brand new season against Lehigh inside the JMA Wireless Dome. Welcome on into the Newhouse Studios for the Cuse.com pregame show. Along with Cameron Nazaire, I'm John Eads. Thanks so much for joining us. So great to have college basketball back, Cam.
Many would say the madness starts in March. I would say it starts in November. The slate wiped clean.
In Syracuse's case, even October, because the Orange already been in action thus far. A couple of exhibition games for the Cuse. 4 different goal scorers for Syracuse in its last 3 games, all coming in the ACC tournament. 2 goals against Clemson in the first half of the ACC championship. So SU regarded kind of as a first half team. We'll see what adjustments, if they make those adjustments in the second half. Coach McIntyre might be listening to you. On the other side for Penn, the top offense in the Ivy League, scoreless thus far in this contest. So what do the Quakers need to do or get back to the roots doing in the second half?
So far, Penn is playing a lot on the counterattack. So when they choose to go forward, it's got to be all in or nothing at all.
Now, as a team, we talk offense. How about as a squad for Syracuse? Keys to the second half holistically to win this contest. 10 different players logged a dozen minutes for Syracuse in the second exhibition game against Southern New Hampshire. What do you expect the impact of the SU bench to be this season?
Well, it could be great. You have a lot of freshmen.
We're joined now by Jenna Tivnan. She scored the lone goal for Syracuse in this contest tonight, her second of the season, played hero late in this contest to earn this 1-1 tie for Syracuse. Jenna, congratulations on that score. Congratulations on that tie. Can you put us in your shoes on that play where you vaulted in the air and headed that ball in?
So it's just kind of like, I don't even know.
So those are a couple of players you got to keep an eye on in terms of newcomers, a couple of freshmen for this team. But don't forget about the veterans as well, because Syracuse has two guys, Joe Girard, Jesse Edwards. We talked about Jesse a little bit. Joe Girard transitioning from the point guard role to the shooting guard role. He averaged 16 points per game in SU's first two exhibition games. And for more on that transition, we go to Jack Gordon. 18 points for Edwards in this matchup. You know who was in front of him?
Who was it?
JG3 with 19 points. What did he do in the second half to get going?
Now, JG3 is an interesting character. Efficient for one of the first times that I've seen over the past year.
Efficiency from Joe Girard, a great game from Jesse Edwards, all contributing to Jim Boeheim's 999th win. One win away from 1,000. What does that mean to the Syracuse basketball community? Despite all of that, Coach McIntyre of Syracuse University, the head coach of this team, who's taken this team to the tournament 7 different times, expects an offensive game today between Syracuse and Penn.
Look, a team that probably was a little bit unfortunate not to be a seeded program themselves. Really battling. I think there'll be quality as well. I think there'll be goals in this game.
Well, Penn seeking win number 14 on the season. If they get it, it would tie the program's record for the most victories in a single season going back to 1972. So Coach McIntyre certainly respects the Quakers. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, that's Tommy DeVito. What a story that would be. DeVito going to Illinois, facing his former team in Syracuse in a bowl game. If I'm SU, if I'm Dino Babers, I'm not sure I want that matchup because the Fighting Illini are one of the best teams the Big Ten has to offer. Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Cuse.com pregame show along with Trey Redfield. I'm John Eads, getting you all set for Syracuse and Clemson. It's been a one-sided series, Trey. The Tigers have beaten the Orange 7 times, one tie as well. But tonight, that might change.
And yeah, I mean, last year wasn't great. Level-headed this time around between Cuse and Clemson.
Coming off a great game as well, a 2-2 tie with number 2 Virginia. It was a thriller in Charlottesville. If you missed it, Sydney Staples is in studio. Let's break it down for us. The team of destiny continues. Hashtag dare to dream. Syracuse dreaming of a national title. It's still on the line. It's still a possibility. They got 14 seed Cornell next. That's all for Phil Galati and myself, John Eads. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night. Happy holidays, everybody. First home win for Coach Ganesh Ratnam at the helm of SU. The Orange moved to 4-4, also 4-0 in matches where they take a 2-0 set lead. Hofstra falls to 3-6. Back in action later on in the Syracuse tournament. That's all for Will Henschel and myself. Big thanks to our producer, Kristen Hennessy. Thanks so much for tuning in. One more time, Syracuse takes down Hofstra 3-1. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. For Luke Schwartz, our producer, Kristen Hennessy, our statistician, Ian Nicholas, I'm John Eads saying so long from the JMA Wireless Dome. The Orange advanced to 5-1 with a big-time bounce-back win against Bucknell, and now set their sights on Purdue next week. Happy holidays. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great night.